You are now listening to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. We talk all things toys, collectibles, and action figures, so if you are into that sort of thing, you have come to the right place. My name is John Sargent.
And my name is Christian McGann.
That was epic.
Forgot about it for a second. There's too many distractions in here.
Yeah. We have got a loaded episode as usual. We are going to go through our top 10 villain figures. We have got the news of the week that is fit to print, and then we have each come to the table with some collecting hot takes.
Oh, yeah.
Clickbait. Before we get into all of that, make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you're hearing the sound of our voices. And while you are there, you are hearing our voices. You have the streaming service of choice open. If you're on Apple, go down to the bottom. You'll see the little 5 stars. Leave us a review. It would be much appreciated. If you're on Spotify, hit the little 3 dots. That'll bring up your option to leave a review there. The only way that this show grows is if you guys review it. And if it does grow, we would love to do things like giveaways and live streams and
group toy hunts. We'll meet you in your city. We do all the good fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Retromania Road Trip, January 17th, New Braunfels, Texas.
Okay.
The Mighty Champions are headed on the road, and we want you guys to go with us. If you can make it to New Braunfels on January 17th, DM me. We want to roll deep. So if you're first-time listener, long-time listener, if you can make it to that area, I see where you guys are at. A lot of you guys are in Texas. We're in Texas. It only makes sense. So we want to roll deep out to Retromania. We went to Retromania last year. It was phenomenal.
This year.
Yeah. This year. Oh my God. Time. What is time? So we would love to go with you guys, check out what you're collecting, meet you guys, shake your hands, look into your eyes, and ask if you've
Have you buy things for us to earn our love.
Yeah. All of those sorts of things. Before we start getting into the meat of things, Christian, how's your week been? Oh, it's like that, huh?
Oh, no, it's good. So, well, first of all, so baseball season's completely wrapped.
Okay.
We always, we do these on Fridays, and so anything that happens in between.
Well, they drop on Mondays, but we record on Fridays.
Yeah, so it's like so much time happens before this podcast. The next episode is recorded. So, finished up with baseball season. We played last Saturday. And we beat the team 14-1, so
Dang.
Very good little way to end the season. Went 3 for 5, so I'll take
Nice.
that. Ended the year batting in this league, batting .461. So
Okay.
Pretty good year, definitely like the triumphant year. And it was kind of like, once it was fully over, it was like, dang, man, what a year. What a year for baseball. And I feel it was just like this thing where I could just sort of raise that fist of victory and just be like, I did it,
Yeah.
So best season yet. Definitely, already back to work in the off season. But yeah, man, pretty normal week so far until yesterday.
Okay.
Didn't see you yesterday, and there's likely a reason for that. For me, anyway.
I didn't even register that I didn't see you yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a little bit of a man versus God moment.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Dude, so 8 a.m. downtown, close to downtown Austin, Texas, need to get gas. So then I'm like, all right, I'm on 0. And so I'm like, all right, I'm on Mopac, which Mopac in Austin, Texas is basically just like, it'll suck.
You
bad.
seen Mad Max Fury Road?
Something similar to that.
It's like that.
Yeah, so if Mad Max had toll roads, something like that.
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, and you have to pay for it.
Exactly. So anyway, found a random one-off gas station. And so yeah, and then I pull up.
You didn't eat the sushi, did you?
No, not yesterday, the day before. But no, dude, so pull up, get gas, and then just like get back in the car. Car doesn't start.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, They can't be happening right now. Of course not. Why would that happen at a random gas station downtown? Let me try again. And it doesn't start again. And I'm like, huh. I kind of sit there for a second, and I just sort of stare off into space, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this isn't a dream. I'm pretty sure it's not a dream. Let me try it again. And then it doesn't work a third time, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And then I pull up my phone, and my phone dies right in my hand because it's on like 0%, basically.
Oh my God.
So not only is my phone dead, but my car is dead. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, now that's good writing. Now that's some good comedy writing.
You are
right there.
now stranded in 1975.
Pretty much. And so I'm just sitting there like actually trying to ponder.
Do you know how to use a payphone?
There's no payphones. I don't think there's a payphone. Guy behind me, he's like waiting for me. It's a very snug gas station, like 3 parking spots, and yeah, really tough. So I'm sitting there and I say to myself, God, I know that my punishment is chronically on your to-do list. Could you have pushed it back maybe an hour or 2? And then I get out and I go talk to the guy. I'm like, hey man, my car's dead. And he's like, oh crap. And then he just backs up and then just gets in the other and starts cleaning out his car. Like, doesn't ask for me for help or anything like that.
Yeah, can I give you a jump? Nothing.
I don't ask him because I'm still sort of just like, is there any way where I could just like close the door, just start walking and just say I'm out, I'm done. I'm going to keep going and just I'm going home or I'm going somewhere. And then I'm like,
Force Gump it.
Yeah, dude. And I just turn my phone on. It turns back on and I'm like, that's weird because it was dead. And then it's like 1%. I go to open up the phone app to try to call my girlfriend, and it dies again. And I was like, now that's even better writing.
Oh my God.
Dude. So then I get out of the car, and I'm just shook. I go inside. I'm like pretending to look at stuff because I'm just like, this isn't happening. I'm going to go back out there. I'm going to start it again. We're good. And then I just realized, like, all right, dude, like, you gotta face your fear, basically. So I go up to the front, and I'm like, hey, man, can I use your phone? I was like, my phone is dead, and my car is dead. I'm right there. And the guy just, like, he had, like, one eye's looking one way, and the other eye's looking a different way. So I'm like, are you looking at me, or are you looking at,
Yeah, 90s comedy, gas station worker, for sure.
For sure. And then he just, like, grabs the phone and then hands it to me, and then just stares at me. And I'm like, thank you. And then he's just staring at me, I think.
Do you know Samantha's phone number?
So that's the thing, is I'm like, holy crap. I know the area code, and then I know the last 4 digits. So the middle number, I'm like, So I try 1, and it's like, we're sorry. Like whatever, gives me the thing. And I'm like, okay, well, at least I can take that off my list instead of it calling somebody random and me having to be like, is this Samantha? And then I just was sort of sitting there, and I felt like God faxed me the middle digits because I was like, wait a minute, it's 315. Okay, there we go. So I dial it. Naturally, she rejects the call, goes straight to voicemail. So I say, I'm like, Samantha, this is Christian. I'm at a gas station. My car's dead. My phone's dead. Call me back. And then I get done, and I'm like, of course. So I go back outside, go in there.
Did you give her that phone number?
Well, I mean, like, it's gonna.
Oh yeah.
She'll be able to see it. So anyway, I get back in the car. I'm like, maybe it's just like some funny joke, and then I get to just turn it back on. Maybe I had some time to cool off a little bit. And nothing. And then I start kind of smelling some stuff, and I'm like, that's weird. So then I open up my hood, and I'm like looking in there, praying for God that there's just going to be, like Jerry Seinfeld says, like an on and off switch, basically, and you'll be able to see it immediately. Don't recognize anything that could be potentially wrong. I'm like, maybe it's out of oil. I don't know. I just got an oil change. I literally 2 weeks ago got car work done $750 later, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because yesterday was payday and the last time was payday, and I was like, it's even better writing. Like, it can't be better than that. And so I'm literally like, holy crap. And the gas station owner comes out and he is like, you try jumping it? And I'm like, man, nah, it's not really. I'm like, I don't think it's the battery. I think it's just something else is worse with it. And he's like, okay, well, we need to move you. And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's like he's trying to tell me things like, hey, sorry, but you can't stay right there. I'm like, you think I want to?
Yeah, no, I'm loving this.
I'm loving the fact.
I live here forever now.
I know. I'm loving the fact that people are just staring at me and like, I love this. It's amazing. Do you guys want to grab a photo? Come on. And so he and the guy that works there helped me push my car into a parking spot. And then I'm there and I'm like, okay, all right, that's like crisis number 1 is solved. And then he's like, well, you're going to have to try to figure out like the way to get it. And I'm like, oh, you think? Like, you think I got to figure out a way to get my car to not be here anymore?
Oh my God.
Because I was just thinking about camping in the back.
Thank you, Helpy Helperton.
Yeah. And so then I go get, I get the phone again, and then I'm able to call, and I call Samantha again, and she's like, hello? And I'm like, Samantha, this is Christian. She's like, oh my God, you sound so different right now. What do you, and I'm like, it doesn't matter right now. I'm stranded. And then anyway, long story short, about 40 minutes later, she finally gets there. Then I'm like, okay, I tell them, I'm like, I have to go home to charge my phone because my iPhone charging port doesn't work. So I have to use the freaking flat charger. So I've got to go home and wait an hour for it to get to 20%, essentially. And then I'm going to get a tow truck, and then I've got to come back and get my car. And then they're like, okay. And then I leave, get home. I start the process for the tow truck. It's like, okay, 175 to 115 minutes. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, waiting. Finally, it's like 10 minutes away or whatever. So then I leave, I take her car, I get back there, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'll just wait for it here anyway. And then 25 minutes goes by. And I'm like, what the heck? Where is this thing? It should be here by now. And then I get a call from the insurance. They're like, hey, are they there? And I'm like, no, they're not. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll look into that. And then I get another call, and they're like, they'll be there in 50 minutes.
50?
50.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm in the parking lot for another hour and 30 minutes, basically. And in between that time, just like real uncomfortable scenarios. The guy even comes out again. I roll down the window. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to wait. And he's like, oh, okay, you're good. And I ended up like taking his parking spot like in an alleyway. Thankfully, he was like, do you want to just come park here? Because you're kind of getting in the way. And I'm like, okay, yes, please. Thank God. Like, I just want to.
Yeah, I'm not having a great time here.
I'm like, dude, this is like a crisis level event. And then finally the tow truck driver gets there and he gets out. It's a snug. He's got a huge truck. And I'm like, how is he going to make this work? And he's like, hey, do you want to jump this? And I'm like, well, I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think the battery's dead. He's like, well, let's try to jump it. And I'm like, oh, God. So he gets his little super jumper thing, and then he does it, and then it starts. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, why would it be dead? He's like, I don't know. Maybe your battery's dead. How long have you had it? I was like, probably like 6 months. I was like, I just got the starter replaced. And then he was like, yeah, it's good. He's like, so, yeah, you good? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I have my girlfriend's car. I'm like, if I go back to go pick her up, I'm going to have to come back here. But then if it's dead again, then I'm just like right back to square one. I'm like, can you still take it? He was like, yeah, I can take it. And I'm like, thank God. And then he's telling me as he's like getting his stuff ready, he's like, I'm always picking up people at picking up cars at this gas station. Which
That's
I was
a cursed
like,
gas station?
Dude, I was like, it's freaking possessed. And then
John Carpenter gas station?
Dude, long story short, man. Anyway, after all that, took it to Pepe, our guy Pepe.
Our guy Pepe, my man Pepe.
And
he has been going through our car. He's had my car 4 times recently.
Yep.
This is your second time.
Yep.
And 2 of our coworkers, he's had their car recently. There's something going on.
Never seen him. And I almost like to keep that up, where it's like this guy, hey, it's Pepe. You know?
Yeah, he's just the guy on the other end of the phone.
He's just the guy on the other end of the phone.
Pepe.
Every time I go in there, he's never there. It's just like the dude, another guy.
Yeah.
No charge. Basically, I guess what happened was one of the terminals was loose on the battery.
Bro, that's what I told you the first time.
No. He replaced those terminals. That's what I got done last time.
Okay.
So maybe that's why he didn't charge me.
Okay.
Is because they replaced the terminals last time, and then maybe something was like off.
Just like didn't work or whatever.
Yeah. And so he replaced it free of charge, and then I got here today. But man,
oh
it was
God.
sort
That's
of just
harrowing.
crossing the finish line of just like, man, why me? You know, it was definitely like yesterday was probably the biggest why me I've had in a long time, man. I had a long time. So anyway, that was my day, but it's all good now. What about you, John?
Would you pick up any toys this week?
Well, dude, I almost was pulling the trigger yesterday, and then like all that stuff happened, and I was like, I was fully preparing that I'm gonna have to spend like $2,000. So I was like, whew, I had my finger on the trigger, and then I backed off, and I was like, ooh, man, that would have been some expensive bullets right there, just in case. So no toys, but I'm looking to buy some stuff this weekend though. All
right.
I'm looking to buy some stuff.
Yeah, I had a pretty good week, relatively normal. Like the last couple of weeks, my mission has been like I always like to take some time on Sunday and then just like mentally prepare for the week ahead and what I want it to look like, and it almost always is just normal. I just want my routine.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't ask for an easy life. I just want it to lay out kind of the same, even if it's the same struggles.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my mission, and it was relatively that way. I ended up having some work stuff that like interfered a little bit, but nothing too crazy.
Last Sunday.
No, throughout the week.
Oh, throughout the week.
Throughout the week. So I was only able to go to martial arts once, and I wasn't able to toy hunt as much as I wanted. I still did. I just didn't play. Dude, Austin and new stuff is a joke. Like a straight up joke. Just empty pegs laughing at you as you stroll into a distant Walmart and come up with nothing. But I did have some pre-orders come mature, and we'll get to that in just a second. We're going to do a live unboxing right here on the show that I can't wait to get to. But first, I've got to tell you my amazing story.
Love it.
So yesterday was at martial arts. So I do Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I do 2 classes. I do a kickboxing class. And then I do an advanced class. So the kickboxing class is very much like cardio-based, exercise-based. There is technique and form, and you learn new things, but it's really the workout is the main focus. The advanced class is usually more slowed down and more educational and more technique-based and more educational. There's a curriculum that I'm responsible to learn and know. Well, those two worlds collided yesterday, and yesterday was what they call graduation in kickboxing, which is every 5 weeks you do the progression that you've been learning, and everyone's doing it all at once, and you have to never stop moving and never stop cheering. And then it's like, okay, you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. Okay, number 1, go get your pads, and then you're doing it. Okay, number 2, go get your pads, and then you're doing it. And that takes place for 1 hour. So by the end of that, I was depleted, to say the least, because that's the desired effect. Felt good, but I was kind of dying.
Yeah.
Like kind of dying. And we've got guest instructors right now for the advanced class, they're doing a phenomenal job. But no concern for, all right, here we go, jump it in. There was like, what's the thing in the movies, the like klaxon thing? There was that much time in between the end of one and the beginning of the next. And it was straight into drills. And then we started doing this grappling thing that's called a shark tank. The name suggests what is happening here. So basically everybody in class grapples someone else for 2 minutes. Then one person will leave and another person will come in, and then you will leave. And then, so we had 3 people, which means 4 minutes of work. Extreme work to 2 minutes of rest. I don't think my heart rate has ever been that high, ever. And then that was like the beginning of class. Then we had all of our striking to do, and then we had all of this stuff. So get done. I felt like a little nauseous, like not like too bad. And I was like, oh, that's, that should go.
I mean, that's like vomit inducing is what it sounds like, the whole thing.
Yeah. You're reading ahead.
Okay.
So I'm driving home and I'm like, man, I'm not feeling too good.
Oh,
I'm like,
crap.
all right, so I reach in the back seat, I grab my water, I start just like slow sipping the water. And then like, that's not enough. So I start downing it.
Okay.
Get home and I'm like, okay, I have to shower before I can do anything else. So shower, and then I'm like, when you end up in just a position where everything you need to do is on opposite ends of the house and you're like walking back and forth when all you want to do is sit down.
Yes.
I like some of that going on. I got to like clean up before I can grab food or whatever. And all I want is a banana. Like I cannot eat. Like I cannot do it. And then I'm like, you know what? I better grab a bucket. And I just like kind of bring it with me. I sit down, I watch TV for like an hour. Like, so
Okay.
I've been home for
Interesting.
like an hour and a half. And then, boom, full body sweats, just projectile. I don't remember the last time I threw up, period. I haven't thrown up from exercise since I was 18 years old because I ate a whole pizza before my first day of wrestling.
Oh my God. That's the Seinfeld episode where he remembers the last time. Can you believe it? It was last year in June 29th.
Yeah. And then, so like most people, you told me a story recently where you had gotten sick and then you ended up throwing up and you felt better. That's how
Okay. All
most
right.
people are.
Yeah.
I am not like that. If my body rejects what's inside of it, that's it. I'm donezo. I cannot rally. I couldn't do it when in my drinking days. I cannot rally. It takes me down.
Okay.
So then I sit there wondering if it's going to happen again, and I just kind of like dry heave a little bit, but like nothing crazy. And then I'm like, okay, then like my body just shuts down because I'm just like, I have to lay down. I just kind of pass out on the couch.
Yeah.
Danielle comes home from a concert, and then I kind of explain to her what's going on, and then it's like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good now. So
Okay.
I'm able to get like a full glass of like electrolytes and a banana down, and then it's like, all right, off to bed. And I just sat there as awake as a human being can be until about 2:30 because my body was redlining. Like I was just like,
crap.
if you keep your car in park and just put the gas about halfway down, I was just sitting there like, wah, like there was no chance of going to sleep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that? You just sit there and write it out?
I wrote it out for a while, and then I got up and I just went and like scrolled my phone and like did some.
You're gonna like have to distract yourself, otherwise you're gonna be laying there revving that engine.
Yeah, I have some equipment I need, headgear and shin guards and mouthpiece I need to buy and stuff, so I just went and shopped for that kind of stuff. And then while I was doing that, I got the notification that a couple of pre-orders had shipped, and
What time was this?
like 2:30 in the morning, or I just had seen them.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't checked my email.
So Amazon texts you and you up?
So one of the pre-orders that has matured and has shown up is this here Gamerverse 2-pack with Punisher and Nick Fury. And this is something that I have been boned up for. If you guys have been listening to the show for a minute, I think this is one of the first things since we've been doing this podcast that didn't exist, got announced, went through the pre-order process, shipped, and has arrived, all while we're doing the podcast.
Yep.
So let's crack this bad boy open. I don't remember if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but I am a huge fan of this game. That this is based on the Punisher Sega Genesis game.
Yeah, we played this game, I think, right?
Yeah, I think I just kind of showed it to you a little bit. And so I'm kind of in love with the character designs that we've got going here. Oh, they got the
background is sick. You
little
need to keep
background
that for sure.
Get some use out. Oh, we could do this with our custom figs. All right, so let's go through the accessories here. We got a brand new baseball bat. What kind of baseball bat do you like? What color is the bat that you use?
So I use a DeMarini wood composite bat.
It's like wood colored.
It is wood colored, except the handle would be black. The handle from like middle of the barrel down would be black.
Okay, but
This is
close
pretty
enough.
close. I do like a natural bat more than I would like a. Yeah, that is so sick.
All right, so
About
we got
the same size that I use too. So
We got a baseball bat. We got a couple of M16 assault rifles.
I use for my assault rifle. I usually use it.
What's your brand of assault rifle? Yeah.
So you never threw up again?
No, just the once. But
Just the once.
but I was devastated for the rest of the night. Like just absolutely devastated. It's just my body doesn't act like other people's bodies. Like I talk to so many people, they're like, "Oh, I need to throw up so that I'll feel better," and I'm like, I avoid it decades at a time.
Usually, if it's like a food poisoning thing, it's like you're in it. It's like a Dante's Inferno type experience, but for the one-off experience, that's usually like for me, it's like when I woke up and I heard the bell ring, boom, and I was like, my time has come. I must bear witness.
The bell tolls for thee.
Dude. And then afterwards, it's just like, all right, back to sleep.
So while I'm unboxing this, to kind of further that story, coincidentally, we had been talking in class about some of the equipment that I need, and the instructor who's out right now, his wife was there, and she had mentioned that he could still help me out or whatever, so she sent word to him, so he reached out to me while I'm sitting there just absolutely dying. And he said, like, hey, if you need help with, this gear or whatever, like, let me know, I can help you out. And then he goes, how's class?
And then you texted back, call 911.
I told him it's been 24 years since the last time I threw up from exercise, but doing kickboxing class and the Shark Tank back to back got me. And he goes, nice. He's like happy about it.
Yeah, no, there's no sympathy. Dude, that's sick.
Okay, so we got 2 assault rifles, we got a pistol, a grenade, an explosion, we got 2 little like submachine guns, we got all sorts of hands, gloved hands and not gloved hands. So we got the Nick Fury hands and we got the Punisher hands that are like in his white gloves. We got the explosion effect piece. We've got the briefcase full of money, which I'm actually super stoked on. Like, that's such a cool accessory that could go with your Marvel Legends or your $1 Million Man or whatever. And then obviously we've got, let's take a look at Nick Fury firstly. So, oh yeah, dude, this looks exactly like the game. He's like kind of jacked, but he's got like a sweater on. He's got a gun in a holster on the front of him. The holster doesn't open. It's just like molded. He's got in his mouth a little space to put a cigar, but he doesn't come with a cigar. But I bought one on eBay today.
Wait.
Like a 3D
It
printed
doesn't come with one?
Doesn't come with a cigar.
That's weird.
I mean, it's a Marvel toy,
Yeah.
right? So he's got his little holster on his hip and all sorts of like belts and buckles and stuff. He comes with 2 trigger hands. He's got a grenade hand, 2 fists, and a I don't know what you call the little military sign with 2 fingers.
Salute.
It's a little like salute or point, like go this way. Looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
like,
it looks really good.
No notes on that one, honestly. All right, let's get Frank out of here. Oh my god, dude. The coloring on this. It's like the pictures that we've all been seeing online look really, really blue. It's really more of like a blue-gray.
Yeah.
And it looks just like Spider-Man the Animated Series, as well as the game. I'm also really happy that they painted the skull on underneath the ab crunch. One of my big gripes is when you articulate something and it makes the design go away. Yeah, he's got his little like white harness holster strap thing. The head sculpts on this are awesome. You have like a stoic one and like a grimacing one. If you guys are following us at Mighty Champions, by the time this episode drops, I'll have these glamour shots up already. So
Yeah.
you should have seen what's going on here. But yeah, Frank looks awesome as well, dude. I'm gonna give this like a triple plus.
Yeah,
like
I think so.
Like no notes. The amount of stuff that comes with it, the how close it is to what it looks like in the game.
Yeah, I think just this is exactly what these toys need to look like.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't collect the modern Marvel Legends, these are amazing. But you've got this leather jacket over here.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do with these in my collection is Nick Fury's going to stay as is. I'll figure out what kind of weapons he's going to have, some kind of assault rifle or pistol or grenade or whatever. I'll play with him later on my own time. And he's going to go in my like street level kind of Marvel Knights kind of anti-hero, like, you know, regular kind of dudes display. So that's what's going to happen with Nick Fury. And if I ever come across like the standard Nick Fury, maybe it'll get replaced. But I love this look.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
good
like
look.
off-duty Nick Fury for sure.
I think it's great.
I already have my definitive black and white Punisher, which is was it a Walgreens exclusive? I think it was.
I think so.
So what I'm going to do with this one is take this here brown leather jacket that I got on Amazon. That's just called brown leather jacket, and I'm going to turn him into, I'm going to do it right now, the Spider-Man animated series, which that jacket's a little bit closer to like gray, but it is not too far off. There's a lot of images too in the video game of him wearing this brown jacket. A lot of, it has a bendy wire.
Nice.
A lot of images in the game and in the comics of him wearing a brown leather jacket. So my hope is that the brown leather jacket with the blue-gray will look completely and utterly BA. So, and I think it does. Bro, look at that with the cup popped collar and the white gloves. Oh my God! And his jacket flapping in the wind. Get his collar standing up.
That looks incredible.
Oh my God, dude!
You need I'm like surprised. Do you have any like white headbands or something like that you throw around him?
I can make one.
You could probably make one. And
I can make one.
Yeah, that one is a definite.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, check us out at Mighty Champions. You guys can see all these glamour shots if you haven't already seen them. They should be up before this episode comes out. But yeah, A triple plus on this here 2-pack. Okay, moving on to our next order of business. We put out the call for some questions, and we got some from you guys, the listeners. Also taking place at Mighty Champions. Keep an eye out there if you've got questions. We've got answers. This one comes from at Pride of Texas. He wants to know, what are some places on your hunt list? Which I take that to mean he wants to know what toy stores we want to go to.
Yeah.
You got some in mind?
Definitely. So places that I haven't been, most likely not in. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've hit the majority of the ones in Texas. I think maybe there's a couple more we don't know about that are like.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, like we've been to the big.
It's the largest state in the union.
Yeah, but I mean, we kind of talked about it on the way to Dallas Vintage Toys last time, where it was like, I haven't heard of any other. Like we went to one in San Juan, Texas. Whenever my band played in McAllen, and that one was incredible. You know, like it had abundance of amazing things. Again, when we were there, they played our boat. Like we were there with another band called Soul Exchange, and yeah, they were just playing our music like in the actual toy store. So not only did we get like the star treatment, but also we're able to find unreal gas. So I'd say probably biggest on my list right now, I've got two, which one being Toy Federation, which if you're a toy collector, you know what Toy Federation is. You're watching the YouTube videos. That store looks amazing. I mean, like anything and everything that you would want, just right there in the background. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, like they just know that like, you know, right behind them is just like the thing that you've been searching for your whole life.
Yeah,
you know?
they're just kneeling down on the floor, going through somebody's collection that they just brought in, explaining to you how this Boba Fett's blaster is orange, but this other Boba Fett's blaster is light orange. And in the background, you're just drooling over absolutely everything that's in that store.
Yeah, so that one is I'd say probably like number one on my list. I think that's probably a realistic one to go to. And then the other one would be Toy Headquarters. I guess Toy Vomit on
Toy
Instagram.
Vomit, yeah.
You went to the original store.
Well, I think it was the second store. I think they're on their third now.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to that one in Lexington, Kentucky. Like, side note, Lexington, Kentucky is freaking beautiful. But I'm also jonesing to get to the new Toy Vomit, which was previously a Ross.
That's crazy.
Which is just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would. So those two are the biggest ones on my list because, yeah, they're just like, they get everything I need.
So I keep a note in my phone called Toy Stores. And every time I watch a video or I learn of a new toy store and it looks like somewhere I need to go, I make a note. So the ones that I have not been to yet, Mint in Box in Stillwater, Minnesota, Kojo's Toy World in Bedford, Massachusetts.
Cool.
The Toy Pit in Indianapolis. That one's real high on my list.
That one looks really,
That's
really
also
good.
like Ross sized. Nerd Bombers in Greensboro, North Carolina. Chubsy Wubsy Toys in Little Falls, New Jersey. D&E Collectibles in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Eternia Dream in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
We actually know somebody that made the trip specifically for that place. Toy Federation. Big Ben's Comics Oasis in Allen Park. The Batcave Comics and Toys in Santa Rosa, California. That one's only on there because I'm from Santa Rosa, California, and I'm headed to Santa Rosa, California next week. Time Warp Relic Warehouse in Lake Grosse, New York, and Time Blaster Toys in Livonia, Michigan.
Man, they're so far.
Yeah.
Everything's so far away.
I tend to travel a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but more than your average bear. Not on purpose. My life takes me in different places, and I always check for toy stores, so I keep this note, because if I happen to be in Livonia, Michigan, then I need to know where I'm at in relation to the closest toy store.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, excuse me, but there's a couple guys in the band that have been like more into collecting. Chase, our bassist, and then Bryce, who does like Mortal Kombat type stuff. I could probably convince them. It's like, hey, we should do like a 3 to 4 day run when we go up to Lexington, Kentucky. And I swear to you, I think they would be absolutely down for that.
Yeah.
Just go try to play a gig out there, and then you know, I mean, it would be kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and
there you go.
Man, that's the greatest life in the world.
So thank you very much for the question at Pride of Texas. Get at us at Mighty Champions. Ask us your questions, and we would be happy to give you guys answers.
Also, kind of what we were just saying, what you had on your list, a lot of those are way up north, and obviously we live in Austin, Texas. So if anybody out there, a lot of the listeners that we have, because we do got some diehards across the nation, if you have a sick toy store in your town, let us know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So that way we can find things that are closer.
Help me add to the list, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be much appreciated. All right, let's get on to our top 10 villain figures.
It's Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back action figures, each sold separately. Here's Imperial TIE Fighter pilots, AT-AT commanders, and Zuckuss, all new. And this is the Darth Vader collector's case. It holds up to 31. There's room for new C-3PO, Cloud Car Pilot, and R2-D2 with sensor scopes. You can collect them, display them, and carry them with you. Darth Vader collector's case. Action figures each sold separately. From Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.
All right, everybody loves a top 10. We love a top 10, and judging from the stats of our episodes, y'all love a top 10. And we kind of realized that we haven't really shown the villains enough love. We talk about the heroes quite a bit. We talk about the vehicles. We've done all those sorts of things, but we haven't really gotten into the love of the villains. So we're going to go through our top 10. I don't know what you did.
I don't know what you did. I'm really curious.
I listed my top 10 villains in just the order that I like them. And then I picked their best figures. And I have a handful of figures. It's not necessarily definitive in all cases.
Yeah, I picked mine based off of like which one just came to my brain first and that I like. So I didn't do mine in order.
Okay.
But I was like, who do I actually love as a villain?
Yeah.
I haven't asked myself that question in a long time.
Yeah.
Because there are mainstream villains that everybody is like, oh, they love them, they love them, they love them. But then it's like, but who do I actually love? So I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to know what you have. Because I think there might be crossover, but I'm almost certain there might not be.
Okay. Well, let's start at number 10.
All right, what you got?
As a good countdown does. I'm going with Doc Ock.
Ooh, that's
Obviously,
a good one.
you guys have seen my Spider-Man display. I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man villains in general. And love Doc Ock. He just like lends himself to such cool storylines, and he's such a just kind of dismissive prick. He's just so interesting. His look is so good. His tentacles are so cool, and he lends himself to action figures in a big bad way.
Yeah.
So I really struggled with picking a figure for him because he kind of doesn't have bad figures. But my Doc Ock is the Spider-Man animated series Doc Ock with like the green and yellow armor. And I could have gone Toy Biz like 94, but I went modern. I went with the Marvel Legends VHS 2-pack with Aunt May, the one that I have in my display. It just, like, as long as I have that, I don't feel like I ever need another Doc Ock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that we talk about my struggle to maintain a one-and-done approach. That one's easy. Like, if I don't need another Doc Ock. If I started a movie shelf, then maybe yes, but just like comic, cartoon, just in general, that one with the Aunt May. I wish I hadn't have sold the Aunt May because I tried to pose her in the tentacles, but she was too heavy, and it just wasn't really going to work out like in a safe way. But she made an awesome accessory to Doc Ock. But that was the only thing that could really make it any better than it presently is.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay not having a 70-year-old woman action figure. If that's just me. But
She's just a prop, like this briefcase full of money or something.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like the design of, like, I love Doc Ock. I love the way he looks, and when I see him, it's just like,
Yeah.
But it's just like, even looking at it now, it's like if you were to try to explain that to somebody else, like, yeah, he wears a bright lime green suit with yellow, and he's got a chili bowl.
yeah, and Dale Earnhardt like sunglasses.
Exactly,
on it. He looks
exactly.
awesome.
I like the Toy Biz one because they make him kind of short and stocky, and then he wears he wears like a lab coat or something like that.
I like the comic like Fat Boy. But I also love that like everybody in the 90s had to be jacked.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just that's the world they lived in.
He's like a nuclear physicist that also benches 315 for reps.
Exactly. Let's go. Okay, so I made the list, and the list made 1 through 10 for me. So I'm just gonna start from 10 and go down from there.
Sure.
So my number 10 is gonna be Calabac. Okay, so Calabac is the son of Darkseid. Okay, he's one of the sons. I could be no, he's a son. I know Orion, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but yeah, he's part of that New Gods character line, and I don't know, man. There's just something about the way he looks. I was also watching the Justice League animated series, and there's an episode which is God tier, which you need to go back and rewatch, where Superman.
You gotta tell me twice,
dude. It is so good. Superman travels back, like he gets like vaporized. They think he's dead, and he gets vaporized into the future, like 10,000 years into the future. But Calabac is one of the characters that like plots against his demise with Toyman and a couple other characters. But
it's like mildly ringing a bell.
Yeah, Calabac is one of those characters. So I just love the way he looks. I love the New Gods. I love like the aesthetic of that. So for me, I'm going the DC Universe Classics, obviously collect that line, so there would be no other reason for me to do anything else. However, I will say there is an honorable mention to the McFarlane Calabac, which is like the mega fig. That looks amazing. It arguably looks better. I just can't throw McFarlane a bone like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Great choice. Okay, my number 9, and some people are probably we haven't even gotten to the hot take segment, but this character being rated not even in the top 5, they're probably going to come after me with pitchforks. Mm-hmm. But he's on the list, so save your venom for somebody else. Thanos.
Okay.
I've got Thanos at number 9. To be totally honest with you, Thanos wasn't really on my radar until the MCU movies.
Sure.
Is what like my introduction was, and then I retroactively went back and read Infinity Gauntlet and like Infinity and all this other stuff, and just like fell in love with Thanos.
Yeah, he's a good character.
He's just awesome, and he's such a if we're ranking villains on villainy, he's got to be among the top in fiction ever.
Yeah, he's good.
And like I just love his look, like pretty much every look. Honestly, I love the MCU look, I love the comics look, but the figure that I'm going with, and this is with me making a concerted effort as I was going through these to not do purely modern. But you and I have different sensibilities when it comes to what we enjoy in our figures, and I enjoy accuracy, playability, color, scale, all these things. So I did go with the right now present day Marvel Legends Gamerverse 2-pack with Psylocke.
Okay.
Like that if I should go to another city that actually has Walmarts that actually have stuff in them and come across that 2-pack and purchase it, that's one of those I'll never need another Thanos figures. It just looks so freaking good.
Yeah, I could get behind that. That one does look really good. So, all right, my number 9 I'm going Kingpin.
Ooh, nice.
The Kingpin that I'm going with, obviously, is going to be the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Face Off series. It's a 2-pack with him and Daredevil. So there's like 2 different versions. There's the variant where Matt Murdock, it's basically Daredevil, but he has his mask, like his cowl off, and he's got his glasses on. And then I believe the the Kingpin suit is black. And then they have one where
black
it's
with
like
a white tie.
Yeah, something like that, or red, something like that. And then the other one is like the classic like white Kingpin. But I just love the way that looks, and I'm a Toy Biz diehard, so that's mine.
Okay, my number 8 is Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I was putting together this list, and I had like maybe like 12 or 13 names on it, and I just kept seeing Shredder and going, you know what? Like, he's just been such a big part of my life.
Yeah.
He's if you are going off of villainy, he doesn't even come close to making the list because he's kind of just a goof in most stuff. But he looks so cool and he's so iconic. And my version of Shredder is the 1988 cartoon Shredder. I don't collect this line, and I've had chats with a couple of the toy soldiers who are like, "Hey, look at this Ninja Turtle NECA cartoon figure," and I'm like, I wish I had gotten in on the ground floor on that, because that would be my main collection if I had, but I didn't, and I missed the boat. But the one that is in the stores, I've seen it recently in Target, and I cannot believe it every time I see it that it hasn't been sold or put on eBay for 5 times as much, is the NECA Ultimate Cartoon 2.0 Haulathon Shredder. It is a 1-to-1 replica of the cartoon come to life with the, I wouldn't even call it cell shading, it's a thick black outline that makes it look like a cartoon. Yeah. It is a piece of art. It's gorgeous. I love it so much. But I didn't buy it the couple of times that I saw it because it would be the one cartoon figure. You know what I mean? Which does not a collection make. But man, I love that figure.
Awesome. All right, so my number 8 is Apocalypse.
Sick.
Yeah. So Toy Biz has done a couple Apocalypse figures. Just 2, I think. They did a Build-A-Figure wave where you essentially build him, and then they have another one where it just comes with him by himself. But I think the Build-A-Figure wave one is the one to go with, because he's, I don't know, 11 or 12 inches tall, and that's the way I think I see Apocalypse. Is I feel like he, like Thanos, right? He needs to be big. You want him to like scale above him because he's kind of terrifying. And so that's the way I see it. And I just think that one looks a lot better. The other one's a little bulky and kind of thicker. But yeah, that one, in my opinion, is Apocalypse for me.
Sick.
Yes.
I mean, I can't go wrong with Apocalypse. All right, my number 7 is a good guy turned bad guy. He's right over your right shoulder, and his name is Hollywood Hogan. So when, like, quick recap, when I was a kid, the yellow and red Hulk Hogan was basically one of the heroes that we talk about come to life. You didn't know that wrestling wasn't real. You thought he was Captain America, or, you know, what, like, he was a real life walking, talking good guy. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, train hard, good things will happen to you. Then he goes to WCW and he turns on the Macho Man. He starts wearing black and painting his beard and being a real a-hole. And even though he was a god-awful wrestler and a bad person, he was an amazing character. And this shrine to the NWO that is here is he's the centerpiece of it. And he was among the best villains in wrestling history. Just like such a great POS bad guy. And the figure that I'm going with is the one that is in that display, which is the re-release of the Mattel Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hogan. I put a custom shirt on this that I just got from World Class Customs that looks amazing, which is just a different shirt of his, the Hollywood Rules shirt, which is pretty iconic, instead of the normal NWO shirt. But yeah, so I'm going with that figure, but I customized mine just a little bit.
Sick.
I also put that gold chain on him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Works for me. All right, number 7 for me, going Deathstroke.
Oh, yeah.
He's so sick. He's such a freaking cool character.
Dude, I always forget about Deathstroke, and then he comes up, and I go, man, Deathstroke rules.
Yeah.
The trailer for Batman Arkham Origins. Oh, my God.
That was amazing. Amazing. I think the dude who did Deadpool did that.
Yeah.
I believe, like the game. So I'm going DC Universe Classics. This one was, I was like looking around because McFarlane's made some, DC Collectibles has made some, and they've always been like pretty good. They almost make him, I don't know how to say it, but it's like there's something off where it doesn't look like it's perfect. But the DC Universe Classics one, in my opinion, is perfect. Like he just looks like you pulled him right out of the page. and he comes with like an abundance of guns. And I feel like with McFarlane, they've always tried to outrun the gun thing, and never make them. And it was just like obviously just hurting them, because it's not true to the characters.
Marvel won't do a cigar, but they've given us so many guns right here that I dropped one on the floor that I'm gonna have to find when we're done because there's so freaking many of them.
Yeah, that's sick. But yeah, that one to me looks amazing. While looking at it, I was like, "Oh, how much does this typically go for?" And it was like an $85 in box. So could probably scoop that one loose if I wanted to. But yeah, that's it, man. That one's the one for me.
Where are we at? Number 6?
Number 6.
Number 6 is the Predator. Not the one from Badlands. That guy's a dork.
Dude, I feel like you are... Samantha told me she watched it. She was like, that was really good.
No, dude, I'm the Family Guy meme. I'm the one brave enough to stick my head above water and say that Predator Badlands sucks.
Whoa.
It's a really good movie. It's a really bad Predator movie. It's a really bad Predator movie.
Dang.
Like it has funny, cute animal sidekicks.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And nonstop Predator dialogue.
I wonder if like Grogu or whatever from The Mandalorian, I think was like, okay, people love cute little.
It's Grogu, it's Groot, it's anime. It's just not what I want from the Predator. What I do want from the Predator is a Kenner Scavenge, which is I think probably the closest thing to like your movie version of the first movie or second movie, like Predator. Also, that is the figure that I buried in the sand at the Russian River and left there. Is the Kenner Scavenge.
John, we're going back. We're going back to get that toy.
And as I'm saying that, I think I might make this NECA Predator section a NECA and Kenner.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I think I might do that. Honorable mention to the NECA Ultimate Jungle Hunter. Like, that is a better figure, obviously. It just has no sentimental value to me. So, but that's a phenomenal figure.
Cool. All right, my number 6 is Sabretooth.
Oh, man.
Can't beat him. Oh,
love me some Sabretooth. He got cut from my list.
Dude, I just was going through all of this, and it was like, it was telling me a lot about myself, because I'm like, man, I just, like, these are all my villains, you know, like the ones that I love. It's Sabretooth. It's just like being a Wolverine guy my whole life. Sabretooth is just the way to go.
This Marvel Masterpiece card on the bottom row with Wolverine and Sabretooth was the one that I stared at the most as a kid, because there's just something fascinating to the child's mind about two feral...
I want to put that on a cake. I'm not even lying.
Is it cake?
Is it cake? I'm going to eat it. Yeah, Marvel Legends Toy Biz.
Yeah. The one with the interchangeable or the flip damage.
Well, no, that one doesn't have that.
Oh, the Marvel Legends. Sorry,
Marvel Legends.
I was going old school.
Yeah. That one I can pay respects to for sure. But this one is just looks like Sabretooth.
Yeah.
He's super tall. The one I have right now, the thumbs pop off. Because I eBayed that one and I got it loose.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the thumbs pop off. But either way, looks super good. He's probably like 7-8 inches tall. So he towers over Wolverine the way it should be.
Honorable mention to this Marvel Legends 2-pack one right here.
Yes, yeah.
Like that one's also very sick.
Good. Yeah.
Like that for me, Sabretooth didn't make my list, but that one is the I never need another Sabretooth figure.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the other iterations are god awful, man.
The Marvel Legends?
Yes.
Yeah, they're real bad.
Well, it's just like even other. I mean, that is, in my opinion, the definitive. Any of the other ones, like there's a Build-A-Figure wave that I kind of want to pursue, which is the Giant Man one because of what I got in Dallas, getting that Thor, and I'm looking on the back of it, and it's like the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't think I can do that. It just looks so bad.
Yeah.
I hate the design of it. So, anyway, all right, what's your next one?
All right, my number 5 is the T-1000.
Cool.
If you guys have been listening, T2 just holds a special place in my heart. The T-1000 is one of the most iconic bad guys in anything ever.
Yes.
And just so, at the time, so innovative and interesting and cool, and often imitated and never duplicated since then. The figure that I'm going with is the Kenner Terminator 2, the one that's just called with exploding action, and it's like it's like divided diagonally between silver and cop, and it's just so creepy. And that is the other figure besides Power Arm Terminator that I got taken away from me in school because I brought my T2 toys to school.
Sick.
So it has sentimental attachment, and I just love the way that it looks. I fully intend, to collect that line down the road when I see them minty. Honorable mention, again, NECA Ultimate. Up until these G.I. Joe classified ESU officers came out, the T1000 NECA Ultimate was your standard background cop for figure photography. Like he that was like the guy. So kind of a legendary figure.
I love the idea of even just like him being somewhat of an Easter egg there, where it's actually him trying to blend in.
Yeah,
pretty cool. All right, so my number 5 is Bane.
Ooh. God, man, I didn't think about this hard enough.
Dude, see, I thought about it from the perspective of just like, what do I really like? Because I was like writing the Joker down, and like other bigger characters that just like would make sense, but then I'm like, but do I actually like them?
I considered Bane, and I love Bane. For me, not to cut you off, he has one memorable story. Yeah. And that was my like, I don't know if I can put him on. I love him, but 10 out of 10,
I just think that like even your like your list of characters, my list of characters, they're all scary.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Calabat, Kingpin, all those characters, they're just like bad.
Yeah, I love genuine villains.
Yeah, like genuine villains, and they're scary. Like a T1000 or T2000, it's like, dude, that's just scary. Like he's just not gonna. There's no reasoning with him. You're not gonna stop him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like with Bane, there's like a version of that where it's just like, if you go with the kid that was born in the island in the hole or whatever, like there's just something about that like, he could have gone a completely different path, or could have became a hero, even if like that with that like resiliency.
Man, if your only knowledge of Bane is through the movies or cartoons or something, read up on Bane, because that version of Bane that you're talking about is one of the most fascinating characters.
Yeah, so I love that. So I'm just going DC Universe Classics. I mean, that's perfect to me. Honorable mention, obviously, is going to be McFarlane, just because they do like the giant
that recent McFarlane one is dope.
Yeah, really, really good. But I don't know. There's just something about the DC. I even looked at Mafex, but the DC Universe Classics, again, it's just like they pull it from the page, man. And it's just the colors look right. To me, it just looks right. So that's what I'm going with.
All right. My number 4 is another human being that exists in this world. Make no bones about it. I do not condone this human being, their actions, or anything about them in real life. And I despise them, even though...
What is this, a Bill Cosby figure?
Damn near.
Okay.
Vince McMahon.
Okay.
So, Mr. McMahon, the character, is probably the most significant time-wise, like hours spent viewing villain in my life. And although he is a horrible, horrible human being, and he deserves for his next poop to be a porcupine, he is a phenomenal performer. And Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon fed families for about an 8-year period, and he was such a great bad guy to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't own his figure. I will not own his figure, but if I was to go find one, it would be the Mattel Toys R Us exclusive Elite. It's pretty old Mattel figure. It goes for about $400 on eBay.
Whoa.
So if I was making a list of people who I like and respect, he would not be on the list, but he's a real life villain and a phenomenal TV villain.
Wow. Yeah, it's controversial right there, man.
This is the Hot Takes episode.
Yes. All right, so number 4 for me, Juggernaut, dude.
Love
Juggernaut is so sick. Again, terrifying, man. The X-Men Evolution episode, I watched that one before I saw the 90s episode where he I think he comes to where there's like a construction site or whatever, and he's just like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
He's like knocking stuff down, but the episode where he comes to the mansion and like Wolverine's the only one there, and is just like getting thrown through like 15 walls just to try to defend it. So This one was tough because there are really good Juggernaut figures. I mean, I'm looking at this one over here. That's there's nothing wrong with that. It is absolutely perfect. The one that I've had that I ended up selling was the Marvel Select one, which is incredible. And I went with that first, and then I went back and erased it. Because while that is an amazing figure, and it weighs probably 5 pounds, like if I threw it at,
You put it through a car windshield for sure.
For sure. I went Marvel Legends because I had that one.
Toy Biz.
Loved it, dude. Loved that figure so much. It's a weird build now, having seen these newer versions. Like, his arms are really long. They, like, go down to his ankles.
Dude, when I was doing some research on some things, that was some of the... Because I kept being like, let me see if I can shoehorn in some Toy Biz Marvel Legends. And I was like, what is with these long arms?
You know what? And that's a thing. But I didn't see it then, and I didn't care then. I loved it. And every time I'm playing with him, and he's fighting, whatever other X-Men characters I have, they got one job. They need to take his helmet off.
Yep.
And his helmet came off. So, and I loved it because on the back, you would read through, like, his stats, and it was like, the durability or whatever was 10.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And then in the Marvel Encyclopedia, where it would be like what their skill or strength was like, it would be like superhuman. And then his was supernatural strength. And I was like, that's even scarier. So, Juggernaut, he's the GOAT.
What's crazy to think is, like, so this Juggernaut that I have is the one from the 2-pack with Colossus.
Yeah.
So that it came with that Colossus. And it has a damaged helmet also, and that helmet comes off.
Cool.
Amazing figure.
Yeah.
The current Gamerverse one is like 30% bigger than that one. Like, which is... That's a monster.
But that's how he should be, though.
Yeah.
He needs to be that big. He needs to be, like, massive. I'm actually curious to see what that one stacks up with your Maximum Hulk. Because I think the Maximum Hulk is bigger, right?
No, I think that Juggernaut is significantly bigger than
No,
Maximum.
I meant that one right there.
We can play around with them afterwards. There might be a red.
Yeah, but either way, like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
okay, we're getting into the top 3. You guys might have noticed if you've been listening to the show for a while, we don't talk about Star Wars that frequently, but how do you not put Darth Vader on this list?
yeah.
So I've got number 3 as Darth Vader, someone I feared as a child, someone I look to as a mentor when it comes to managing employees.
He's choking me as I speak.
I just feel like he
does breathe heavy.
If you kill somebody from time to time, that's how you get 2 Death Stars built. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Darth Vader is one of the most iconic characters that has ever been invented in anything ever. The scene in Rogue One is still one of the sickest things that you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, forever. And the figure that I went with, oddly enough, I didn't even look at Black Series. It's... Who cares?
I wouldn't expect you to do that.
So I went with Kenner Power of the Force, the one with the removable helmet.
Okay.
Because it's got him old man, not Hayden Christensen, the original old man, because everything good about Star Wars happened before the year 2000. And it also has, you could put the helmet on him. Like, it looks, he is the cover art of Power of the Force. So, like, it's a sick presentation of him in the box.
Yeah.
Like, love it. I'm not going to collect Power of the Force because, good lord, is that a slippery slope? But that one is sick.
Awesome. Yeah, can agree with that for sure. All right, so number 3 for me, going dark side. Had to go opposite of you, Thanos.
Yeah.
This one was challenging because there was a dark side figure that came out in like New 52 era through the DC collectibles. It's like 13 inches tall, something like that. Incredible. Looks amazing. It came with, it was like during Jeff Johns' era writing, and it was with Grail was her name. Mm-hmm. Looks really, really good. It's just New 52. And that's kind of why I didn't go for it, because I was like, that's the perfect Darkseid figure, but it's not the perfect design for me, like what he's wearing and stuff like that. Whenever I think about Darkseid, I think about the like Jack Kirby-esque of like the New Gods, where he basically lives on planet Hell, essentially, where there's statues of him. I think Justice League Unlimited or Justice League, whichever one, does a really good job where there's just like statues of his head, just like on the planet. So I went with the DC Direct New Gods line, which was probably like early 2000s in that time frame. But he's got like he's just wearing like the little dress type
his
design.
his little battle skirt.
Yeah, but he just looks so good. He just looks straight up like Jack Kirby design, the way I think Darkseid should look. So that's mine.
Can't go wrong there. Okay, my number 2, and I racked my brain in these last couple, and I don't really have a reason why number 2 is number 2 and number 1 is number 1, but I went number 2, Magneto.
Oh, that's good.
There's something about, I kind of criticized Bane earlier because I said he's got one memorable story. Magneto would be exactly the opposite. Magneto doesn't have a storyline that he's involved in that isn't memorable. Everything with cartoons, movies, like his hit rate, he just lends himself to fascinating storytelling. He looks sick. His power set is sick. There was, I think I wised you up to this. There was one episode of an X-Men cartoon that existed prior to the 90s one that blew up that I had on VHS. And it's called, it's like The Rise of Magneto or The Night of Magneto. It's about Magneto, and the first thing that happens is that Emma Frost frees him from a moving prison in the back of a truck. And like the voice,
kind of like the X-Men Last Stand, I think.
Similar, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But like, God, the like electromagnetic sphere that surrounds him, he is just cool personified.
Yeah.
And that he could sometimes be kind of a good guy. He's like understandable. You like get like you.
Yeah, he's similar to Thanos, where it's like there's a part of you where it's like that kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
More so with Magneto because of like what he's gone through.
I love a villain where you can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You might not agree, or maybe you do. But you can kind of get it. You just don't like their methods or whatever. There's just nothing to do. And like, I love that he's like an old guy. Yeah. He's just jacked out of his mind. I love Magneto. Man. As far as figures go, I really struggled with this one. And here we haven't gotten to the hot takes. Here's a hot take. There's not a perfect Magneto figure. There's sentimental ones from Toy Biz like X-Men. There's some pretty good ones from like current day Marvel Legends or even like Toy Biz Marvel Legends. He has real bad long arm syndrome.
Does he?
Yeah.
I think he's perfect.
The one that I have in my display is a full-blown Kit Bash custom. It's the X-Men 97, but with purple hands, with the other X-Men 97 head, and with a helmet that I bought on eBay. So I had to make my perfect Magneto. So the one that I'm going to select for this list is the Toy Biz Deluxe.
Okay.
The like 10-inch bad boy in the box, like, you get a little meat on the bone there. Now we're talking. So
it's Toy Biz, right?
Toy Biz Deluxe Magneto. I think it's 10-inch. It might be 12-inch. It's about the size of these Justice Leagues, I think. It's like one of those big boys that you see on the tops of the shelves at the vintage stores. I think there's a Wolverine.
That's great. I love those so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a couple of them actually. I have like an Iron Man and then I have a Cyclops. So that one, that looks great.
So I went with pounds per dollar on that one.
Yeah, that one is really, really sick.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, here's your number 2.
So again, it's not necessarily like my number 1. It's not the highest rated villain that I have. It's just where I started. So kind of looking back at it, I'm like, it's going to sound like it's making him to be my favorite. Abomination.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I just think that character looks so sick.
Yeah.
And he gives Hulk a run for his money.
Yeah.
So this one was tough because there is a Abomination Marvel Legends Toy Biz, and I was looking at him and I think he looks cool. I even went to the Incredible Hulk line that is like such a sleeper series that it it's almost like you have to go dig a little bit deeper just to make sure that it even existed in the first place. But they had really cool stuff.
I can't believe that current Marvel Legends hasn't done a retro card of the Incredible Hulk line.
I don't know why they haven't either. I mean,
It's
you're just feeding them ideas. You've been feeding them ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a license to print money.
They're just sitting here, the Hasbro guys just listening to this, writing down
Yeah.
stuff. And that one in general is about 2003, so close to when the movie came out, the first one. And I was like, man, dang, none of these are really looking that good. But the Marvel Select one is amazing.
Yeah.
It's obviously the Marvel Select doesn't have great articulation.
With those big figures, though, you're a little more willing to give up some articulation.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's huge. Again, probably could, throw it off a building and cause a crater.
Yeah.
But that one just looks amazing. I think he has the best sculpt out of all of those. He looks like Abomination, again, from the comics. So
Awesome.
it's mine.
Nice. Okay, my number one, no sense in beating around the bush, is the Joker.
Okay.
Like, you're going to be hard pressed to have a villain that I'm going to enjoy more than the Joker.
Yeah.
And for opposite reasons of everyone else, I love a Joker that does not have a motivation. I love
too.
a Joker that doesn't even have a backstory or
Yes.
a name. I don't need to know anything about the Joker other than that he's an agent of chaos with no reasoning whatsoever.
Agreed.
I really, really struggled with picking. I don't even know what my definitive look of the Joker is. I guess it would just be like Silver Age, just like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the figure that I ended up going with, I thought about going Kenner Batman the Animated Series, but I'm going the Mondo Batman the Animated Series. I'm not going to buy it. I don't really care for the like $200 like giant deluxe figures because
Right.
of like the price point. But
Yeah.
you just look at the figure and look at everything that it comes with. It's got like 5 or 6 heads, like one with a hat and one with like
the laughing fish.
the
and
laughing
stuff. Yeah.
fish and the beady eyes, and the like you have, it just comes with so many things, and there's something about the finish on it that makes it look more like a cartoon come to life, that it's like not quite matte but not quite gloss. Hard to describe, but if I was like I'm only ever going to own one of anything, it would be that for sure. Huge Joker guy, and that Mondo one is sick. Mondo used to be based out of Austin.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep. No, I think that's perfect. That looks amazing. Same thing. Probably wouldn't spend $220
it's
or
just
whatever.
The price point, I'm like, wow, that's like a car payment.
Yeah, no, that one looks amazing. So, all right, random. This one's funny because again, I'm like, I don't know how it was the first one that came to my brain. So, not necessarily my favorite villain of all time, but it is a good one. Man Bat.
Nice.
Yeah. Famous from
Your favorite villain ever is Man Bat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a legendary episode of Batman the Animated
The
Series.
first episode, the first
first
one.
one.
The first one aired.
Yeah.
Or-
On I think it was the first one.
I can't remember. It's either the first one aired, but the second one listed, or the other way around.
Something like that. Yeah. On Leather Wings.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just think that's a cool character. What kind of popped in my brain was I was watching like Arkham videos the other day, and there was a point, I think in Arkham City, where you're like just swinging around, and then randomly he like pops up, like
Yeah.
as you like got on a building, he like jumps out in front of you and then flies off, and you're like, oh, it's like a jump scare.
Yeah, I've had it happen to me a couple times.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's really cool. Like, I
Yeah.
love the idea of that character, and I always envisioned just like what a post-apocalyptic. I'm not even going to say this. This is part of a story idea that I have. I'm not giving that to anybody. So just go ahead and skip that part. But
That never happened.
Yeah. So again, DC Universe classics, man. What I've said about that line is it just pulls from the page, and it just looks exactly the way that it needs to look. And again, another honorable mention to McFarlane.
Yeah, their Man Bat is good.
Very, very good.
Kenner Man Bat, also really good.
Do you have it up here?
Not yet.
Not
It's on
yet.
my- it's on
Okay.
my hit
That
list.
one is really good. In fact, I was looking at that in detail, and I was like, man, if I didn't pick the DC Universe classics, I would have gone with that one.
Yeah.
Because it's all it needs to be. It looks
Yeah.
just like the character. It's even more toyetic like that. But yeah, man. So
Nice.
that's a banger list, man.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And
this-
honestly, I think we talked about this maybe in the very first episode, I think. But we were talking about how it was like a shark Like they're like villains that are like a shark, where they're just sort of like they're just gonna come for you.
Animalistic.
Animalistic.
Yeah,
they're just gonna
forward.
come. Yeah, like they're gonna come for you no matter what. And like even just looking back at this, I'm like, dude, there's some scary characters, man. So
I love it.
It definitely like captures a villain list for sure.
Get at us at Mighty Champions. Let us know what you thought of our list, and if you're willing, hit us with your list, because we would be very interested in knowing your top 10 villains and figures. Let's get on down to the news.
Well, LexCorp's going down. Whether it's me or Superman, who does it?
If it's Superman, that makes it news, and I'll be happy to print it.
All right, it's another short news week. I think we would be remiss if we didn't start with the hottest news that has gone down. And what's crazy is we always kind of joke about, well, I guess we're not even really joking because it's just kind of true, that time is so weird for us, that so many things can take place over the course of a week that we lose track of time and space. Since the last time we sat down to record, it was announced that Kith is doing a crossover with both Capcom and Marvel, and that they're going to be releasing Marvel vs. Capcom figures for both Jada Toys and for Hasbro Marvel Legends. Then they went up for pre-order, then they sold out, and now they are on eBay for $140.
Wow, I didn't even look into that. That's crazy.
So that is news, but I posit a question to you, Christian. What the hell is Kith? I genuinely don't.
Kith is John's favorite brand from the 80s.
So
I don't know, man.
I think it's just a style brand, like a skater brand, maybe.
Streetwear is what it is.
Streetwear brand.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with this. I don't want Dior Marvel Legends. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Supreme.
3.2 million followers. The description in their bio just says "just us."
Yeah.
So you were just saying the same thing.
I don't want Supreme Marvel Legends figures. I don't want... This is what happened to Nike, and it killed Nike. I don't need...
Man, some of their stuff is kind of gas, though.
I'm sure it is, but do you need Ryu where it says Kith on his back?
I mean, some of these New Balances
do you
are kind of...
need-
I don't know, man.
Do you need Mega Man where it says Kith on his chest?
You know what, though? How about this? Let's take a couple steps back, because I talked about this early on, of just like, and maybe this is an episode we could talk about in more detail about just like the psychology of the collector, or from a sociological perspective of a collector, where you go to a Retromania, right? You look around and there's people who, if you didn't know about toys and you thought, okay, who would be there collecting toys? Who you think would be there is going to be there. It's going to be the comic book man, right? Comic book guy from Simpsons. That's what they're going to look like. But then you have these other like wild card kind of people where you're like, you're not supposed to be here. Everything in your life, everything that you've achieved in your life, everything that you've become makes no sense. But that's not the case. You know, like we look at Matt Cardona, or like obviously you're more of a wrestling guy, right? And like I've only been almost newly introduced to that, but it's like, dude, these guys are like athletes. They're money-making dudes. Obviously they do wrestling, and there's a huge crossover from that. So when I look at it, there is a part of me where it's like, don't take this and bleed it into something that we love. But I think that this just opens the door for people who love this stuff and maybe aren't like as open about loving it maybe. And then it invites them in to be like, that's actually kind of cool. Because looking at their Instagram page, it's like very much streetwear, very much. And it's like, okay, it is sort of like the Supreme type thing, right?
So I hear what you're saying, and basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is don't be a gatekeeper, right?
In a way.
But I've seen these same streetwear brands tank Nike, because Nike tried to do this exact same thing, and what happens is that the aftermarket gets to be a massive bubble, right? Where you have Wolverine that looks unlike any Wolverine you've ever seen before, but it says Kith on it, gets up to $140 on eBay. Now that becomes...
All right, I'm officially sold. I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you got Jason Alexander modeling your clothing, George,
I'm not,
wearing the Yankees gear...
There's no point even finishing my point, because you're bought and paid for.
Holy crap. That is amazing. And imagine, I'm sitting there with George Costanza talking shop, Right? I bet you, Jerry, again, I brought it up, the Superman statue.
Yeah.
So don't be a gatekeeper.
But I'm not gatekeeping. I'm worried about the market. I'm worried about the toy collecting market and what it will do to the market. But moving on here, from Hiya Toys, another super like expensive high end, but like I just think it's so cool. They showed off a Rocky 4 Drago 1/12. Oh my god, it's great.
How much?
I want to say this post I have right here doesn't say the price, but I want to say I saw 120.
Okay.
Earlier. But it comes with like a portion of a ring, like a flight stand, a barbell, jacket, 2 heads, and a bunch of hands. Like, certainly not worth what it costs. That's my beef against these things every time. But it looks absolutely astonishing. Hiya does an amazing job. In NECA news, they showed off like a little kind of mini line, I guess, 6 figures of the 2012 TMNT with a Shredder, a Foot Soldier, and then all 4 turtles from the like CGI cartoon show from 2012. Fantastic iteration of the turtles, and these figures look awesome, and I would expect no different from NECA. Again, I wish I would have. It's like I look at the turtles and I kind of want all of it.
Yeah.
Like I almost every line I go, oh, that looks amazing, and this is no different. SH Figuarts showed off a Wolverine from the cartoon. I think it's from the cartoon. It could be the Jim Lee one. It could be the cartoon. It's kind of hard to say, but it's as good as that Spider-Man was from them. Well,
they're calling it the Gamerverse.
Oh, okay.
It's also a Gamerverse.
Okay, great. So it's from the game.
I think that's the best Wolverine figure out there right now.
What's the scale on it? Are they 1/12?
That's a good question.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure it's $100 or whatever.
Probably.
They are. But like it looks absolutely incredible. If it is 6-inch or like 1/12 scale, like oh man, that's a game changer.
It's kind of bizarre that they're doing this at the exact same time. Because they put out the Cyclops, they have that Spider-Man that also looks amazing. It's like. They're going head to head with.
It's kind of cool how the Gamerverse line is covering different companies and brands. Like that's actually a pretty fun thing. Like if you're a kid living through that, that's like, oh, you're gonna remember the Gamerverse times. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing on my list is actually from Mondo, and it's the 1/6 Donatello.
That looks amazing.
Oh man, that might be the most like photorealistic action figure I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like the arm veins and like the different heads and stuff. Like it could be multiple versions of Donatello from like whatever, movies, cartoons, whatever that you might want it to be. And it comes with a fanny pack and a mouser and like a million accessories.
200 other things, yeah.
Like just so unbelievably cool. Another one of those like, oh, I don't do these like super deluxe figures, but if I did, holy mackerel. Did you have any news that you wanted to go over?
Nah, man. Other than that Wolverine from the SH Figure Arts or whatever, that's the only one that I've seen that kind of got my attention. And other than that, I think that's about it, man.
All right, well, put on your chainmail because they're coming after us with pitchforks and arrows because here comes our hot takes.
This year, an exciting adventure is waiting for you with new Pokémon figures. Engage in exciting duels as you blast and soar through the skies in epic Pokémon battles. Discover them, learn all their secrets, and begin your journey as a Pokémon trainer. New Pokémon figures from Wicked Cool Toys, each sold separately.
All right, it is not just clickbait. It isn't just for the sake of gathering attention, but this was kind of your baby. So what is the basis behind this?
Yeah, man. Well, we were kind of talking shop as we normally do during the week. Again, John and I work at a gym together, and I was sort of looking at whatever segments that we have, and I'm like, man, usually it's always in favor of things. And I'm like, there's stuff that we don't like, and there's things about collecting. We did a whole episode, I think it was last week or the week before, about paying respects to lines. And there's a lot of that. I feel like toy collecting in general across like everybody is that there's like certain lines that you pay respects to. And there was one in particular that kind of rang out for me where it was like, everything in me should pay respects to this, but I can't. And I think that for me, it's like, it's just one that I just don't care about. And it's a big one. And what kind of opened my eyes to that was whenever I am going into a toy store, I am most likely going to look at the entire store from front to back. But there's a few areas that I'll absolutely be willing to skip. And this one is interesting. And maybe I don't skip over it, but I'm so uninterested in it that I just go over it. I may as well skip it. And for me, that's Transformers.
Oh,
yeah.
You just no interest whatsoever,
dude,
in a truck that's a robot.
I don't know. I'm sitting there trying to jumpstart my car in my brain, which happens to be an Autobot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like really going back and I'm like, well, maybe I'm lying. Maybe I don't know. And then I'm realizing like my only introduction to Transformers was the Michael Bay movie. And I loved that movie when it came out.
Woof.
I know. I loved that movie. And then the second one came out and then I just didn't care anymore. And then the other 20 came out. And then I was like, I just don't even care about these anymore.
Yeah.
And I had one Optimus Prime that I got from like Dollar General, I think. And it was sick. It did its job. But I just took the gun that it came with because it looked like a giant Tommy gun looking machine gun thing. And I just gave it to Punisher. And I never looked back. And I think right now I look at the designs, I look at all of the different packaging, and I'll pay respects in a way that is like, you know, I'll look back past it and kind of tip my cowboy hat at like the G1 box, like the Optimus Prime and maybe the gun Starscream, or who is it? Megatron. And I'll look at that and I'll say, howdy boys, and I'll keep walking. But it's like, for some reason, man, it just doesn't do it for me. And even now, more so than ever, I see the modern packaging. You know, you go to like
the
Target
Cybertron
now.
series.
Yeah, and it's just like, again, I've said it before in this episode where it just looks like somebody threw up Skittles.
Yeah.
And it may have been you after martial arts. But I just, like, there's just nothing that revs my engine. And I know that, you know, there probably are people that like agree with me in the sense that they're like, it wasn't their thing and that they would absolutely go for like He-Man or Thundercats and stuff like that. And I don't know why I wouldn't be saying either of those two, when in reality those are even further away from me than the Transformers is.
Yeah.
But when I look at like box art and like card art and stuff like that, obviously like with the help of Toy Federation just teaching you about like the history of these lines and just seeing like what the art looks like on the box, like draws me in that much further. But when it comes to like the Transformers stuff, it's like snooze fest for some reason, man. And there should be nothing in my brain that is like, you don't like a giant robot that turns into a jet. And it's like, I don't know.
Man, I don't know. I want to come after you with a pitchfork and I want to tell you that you're being ridiculous, but I also, and you and I have this conversation a lot because we're 10 years apart in age. I grew up with Transformers on TV.
Yeah.
Right? And this is also my beef with current day G.I. Joe. It's real hard to get invested in something that isn't being supported with some sort of media.
Yeah.
Right? So on one hand, it makes sense to me, but on the other hand, you're also interested in a lot of other stuff that is before your time.
Sure.
And I almost tend to agree with you that the modern box art is anti-interesting because I don't look at it either. I love the G1 Transformers. It's just I've mentioned this before. I didn't bring it with me as I aged, and
Right.
I think Michael Bay had a lot to do with killing my interest in it because I was like, you know, dressed like Optimus Prime, standing in line with a pennant flag of the Autobots when that movie came out, and I think Michael Bay killed my interest in it. But I kind of can't blame you because when I walk down the toy aisle, I don't really look at them either because of the Cybertron boxes. Like the skibbity crap catches my eye, but the modern day Transformers don't.
Right.
Like I think that box and the fact that there's as far as I'm aware, there's not really anything supporting the line. Then the movies are from what I hear, the last couple of movies have been all right, but I'm not going to watch them. So.
Yeah, it's too far gone.
Yeah. So
and I'm like, maybe there is a modern day collector of Transformers, and maybe they've been there the entire time, and maybe that's what they're just going to do. But it's like, yeah, man, I don't really hear any. I mean, I just talked about Transformers this morning with one of my clients, and he was telling me about Saturday morning cartoons and how like Transformers took forever to get on a Saturday. And it was funny because it was sort of just reaffirming to me when he brought it up, because I knew that we were going to be recording this later. And I'm thinking I'm like, okay. So I'm listening. I'm trying to get excited. I'm like, maybe I can prove myself wrong now. And then I just realized, no. And I even went back and tried to watch a long, even at a younger age where I would have been more into it, try to go back and watch. I think I rented like a couple episodes on DVD or something like that around when the movie came out, just to like get more excited about Transformers, and just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I don't know, man. Like, you might be broken inside, or maybe you've just never seen Transformers the movie, the cartoon. Transformers the movie. Amazing. Maybe absolutely amazing. Listen to the soundtrack routinely still to this day.
I might have to change my mind. We'll see.
The Transformers guys are coming after you for sure. Okay. I'm coming at you with a little bit more of a broader hot take.
Okay.
And I realize a lot of people are going to be on my side. So maybe that defies the definition of what a hot take is, but I also know a lot of people are going to vehemently disagree with me as well, you being one of them. Okay? So I kind of chose this because I knew it was going to piss you off.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do something like that.
We spend a lot of time, recent episodes for sure, we've made a little bit of an effort to kind of give some love to the past, right? I made sure when I was doing my villains to talk about Kenner, and I've got the Batman Kenner here and T2, and you talk about Max Steel, and we did a whole episode on the 90s, and we talk about our love for the things that were going on when we were growing up, and the WWF Hasbro figures, and all of these sorts of things. So my point is that the best time to have ever been a figure collector is 2025, right? Because as much as I love those times...
Mom, are you there? Come pick me up. John.
The sentimental value, it's rear view mirror, right? That Sabretooth is 1,000,000 times better than the one that you had in your list. Like, better, right? Maybe not sentimental, but like, it has pinless joints. It has like 3D scans. It's scaled to the other figures. It has better paint.
The one I have is bigger than that one, though.
But that's one.
And his mouth moves up and down.
That's one. This has interchangeable heads.
I don't know, man.
You like figure photography legitimately couldn't have existed back then because you couldn't get anything into a pose. There was no backgrounds. There was no like little crates and lights and garbage.
But there was
cans.
Imagination, which is more powerful. I'm not there to just take photos of these guys. I'm there to play with them.
We have swappable parts. You can just buy something online. You don't even have to leave the house. Like the joy of walking through the Toys R Us section and suddenly finding something you didn't even know was released. Obviously, I lived it. I loved it. I would be happy to do it again, but I also love that I just bought this Gamerverse thing online and they just sent it to my house and here it is, right? Like, the volume of releases, the stuff that we talk about on the news every single week is more than you would find in a season at the toy store.
But here's the thing. I'm excited about zero of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I have no connection. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. That looks good. I would never get that in 1,000,000 years.
Yeah, but for the rest of us...
I feel like we're going to be talking here, and we're going to hear the crack of thunder. A portal is going to open up. A man is going to step out of it. The man will be wearing a mask. The man will have a gun pointed at you, and you'll say, get out of my house. And, who are you? And then he's going to say, John, I'm you. And he's going to take off the mask. And he's going to put you down because he's saying, you have no idea what you said, John, and you have no idea because it gets worse.
Dude, it's just like look at this room. All of this stuff was bought in the modern right now because I can't. Also, I'm a man with a wallet and a credit card. Like, don't put your figures on a credit card. I'm just saying that as a statement. having to ask your mom for $6, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe she'd say yes, and maybe she wouldn't. Like, right now is the best time to be a figure collector ever.
I mean, the only way that I agree with that is because what was amazing already happened, and I have the opportunity to get it. And that's the only thing that I will say with that.
All right.
Other than that, man, it's just like, it's when I don't know how to, I wish I could find the perfect way to describe how I view modern toys. Other than like Jurassic Park, right? Because it's a dinosaur.
You just like dinosaurs.
I just like dinosaurs. But when I look at like these Marvel, your Marvel display, I'm like, man, those look really cool. But it almost is like, I don't even know how to describe it, because there's a way that I see it that is like, it's almost, maybe I shouldn't use that one. It probably wouldn't be that good.
Trying to get us canceled.
Yeah, no, just like, I don't know, man. But they're just, and maybe again, it's like mine is solely driven by nostalgia.
No.
And,
so is mine.
Yours is too, but it's different because it's like, okay, you get that, like, you know, you'll say like some of these boxes up here were just like tattooed in your brain. And then you're like, okay, that's amazing. And they look amazing. Like there is that, I do have that like, that lightning strike that grabs me, but it's like, but it doesn't do anything. So if I were in your shoes, all of these things would be the versions that were the ones that I had when I was younger or that were out at that same time. So like the 90s ones. But
yeah,
I
those
get
ones
it.
are $145.
That's true. That's true.
Like it's
But so are some of
right
these.
now is the best time to be a collector because then happened.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
Like
I agree
building
with
blocks took place here.
And I'm not so, I love like, again, you know, like looking at the articulation sticker on the Marvel Legends Toy Biz box was like, just like this little stamp of like where, you know, 8-year-old me saluted the flag, and that was the flag.
the 30 points of articulation
Exactly.
flag.
But right now, it's like, I just love, to me, it's like, okay, I'm chasing down, building a piece of my heart and my soul, and just simply having the look of it is good enough for me.
Yeah.
And that's what connects that piece together onto the next one. Because you say pinless joints, I don't even know what that is.
I just like, so you can see the pins in Juggernaut's elbows.
Yeah.
Right? Like the visible pins. That's a modern technology change that has shifted. But if you look at Sabretooth, you can't, right? It looks seamless. It looks
But
like,
I don't mind
it looks like
that,
a
though.
person.
So you have very much more an eye for like wanting them to be as detailed as possible, the posability, like making it, you know, again, like I look at that and that doesn't bother me in the slightest. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't bother me until I saw the newest way. Like, I'm always looking to the future. I'm like, okay, let's like upgrade and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, right? That Donatello, that's however much that costs, that will be the standard at some point.
Yeah.
And like, give me, and then I'll tell you in 2052 that that's the best time to be a collector. All right, before we start choking each other, you got any other hot takes you need to get off your chest?
I mean, Pokemon sucks.
God. Oh, man. How long you been sitting on that?
35 years. Nah, I mean, dude, Pokemon blows, anime blows. Like, what else you want? I mean, like, God, I can't pretend anymore, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, man, you get no argument from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, I think one of the worst toy store experiences ever is when you go into a place and it's just like a card shop that has anime statues and Funko Pops. Obviously, Funko Pops is world's worst toy.
We could do a whole episode about Funko Pops.
Man, and it's like, dude, if I, like, people will be like, man, have you ever been to this store? And I'm like, I don't think so. And then I'll get on Google and it's just a wall laced with Funko Pops, anime statues, and then just like cards and stuff like that.
Surefire sign that you're not going to find anything you are interested in.
Not at all. Not at all. And I am of the belief, and I've said this before as I've tried to defend my stance, as there have been barbarians at my gate dressed like Pokemon. And I'm like, I am of the belief that your thing or your things choose you. That you don't choose it, that they choose you, and that's what sticks with you for a long time. And granted, I wasn't allowed to watch Pokemon, so maybe that's just like a deeply rooted self-defense mechanism when somebody asked. But I specifically remember 2 scenarios where one guy, and one in particular, I'll go 2. One in particular, outside of a Walmart, this guy was like, "So, you like Pokemon?" And I was like, "No, I think it's lame." And I remember trying to take up this like sword of strength that I had when I said that. And then he just sort of like looked at me and then walked away. And then I was like, "Ugh, that happened again." You know, like the kids just walked away because it was what was popular at the time. You know, we went to KB Toys. I'd probably told this story with my cousin, and I had never met him before. And so we were like, go to a toy store. I'm like, cool, we're going to this toy store together. And I'm thinking we're going to be about the same thing. I'm looking at the Marvel Toy Biz, freaking out, going crazy. And he's like, "Oh, those are cool." And he just keeps walking. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what is this guy, crazy? Everything you need is right here. I left with a like Triceratops that was just like a random Triceratops for like $5 or something like that. Completely fired up. He had 2 packets or whatever of Pokemon cards. And I was like, and that day we were no longer blood.
So when I was like a teenager, Spider-Man the animated series would run until 3:00, right? So I'd run home, or I might have the times messed up, but I would run home from like junior high. I would watch 2 episodes back to back of Spider-Man the animated series, and then on Fridays, the local radio station had a TV show of rap videos.
Okay.
That was called CMC, and I used to watch that. So I had that block of Spider-Man, CMC, and I loved it. One day, Spider-Man wasn't on, and goddamn Pikachu was.
Whoa.
They just changed it from Spider-Man to Pokemon one time, and I remember sitting there going, let me give this a chance, and going, this sucks out loud. And I was livid, and I had a resentment and a spite towards Pokemon ever since.
Exactly.
Then I bought my Nintendo 64 a couple of years later, and it came with the only way you could get it on the day that I went to go buy mine was with Pokemon Snap, which was like a go around and discover them and take a picture game. And that game kind of ruled. And then I was like, maybe I was wrong about Pokemon. And then I would watch the cartoon or play somebody else's like Nintendo DS and be like, no, this is terrible. Why do you people like this?
Dude, I walked a lonely road for until now.
Yeah.
Because man, like even my best friends liked Pokemon, and I was just like, again, peer pressure has never worked on me ever. I've never smoked, I've never drank anything like that. And I say it to this day, peer pressure doesn't work on me.
Yeah.
And as I am living proof that I will dance on the grave of Pokemon.
I mean, it's doing just fine without you, but okay. Well, that was certainly a hot take that'll be polarizing. All right, I've got one last one here for you, and I've got it written down here, so I'll just read it verbatim. Right now is the worst time to be a figure collector.
Okay.
I could just order this Punisher 2-pack online, and Walmart can just effing cancel it on the day that it's meant to be released, and you will never see it unless it's on eBay for twice as much.
Yep.
You have WWE figures that get sent to the world's largest retailer, and you will never see them in your area, and you will see people on the coasts having it at clearance because they've got such an overwhelming abundance of the Monday Night Wars or of the like Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack or whatever it is. You have figures that change factories and then the legs won't lift up. Like they are no longer essentially functioning action figures, but still get sent out to the public because as a nation we just simply don't care about quality anymore. You have brand new figures that when I started collecting cost $19.99, and then they went up to $22, and then they went up to $24, and they're now $27.99 for the standard figure. Okay, little Billy, go ask your mom if you can have the new Spider-Man figure. Well, she's got to work another 2 days of tips to get it for you because it's $30 frickin' with tax. You have Marvel is you could get a Wolverine from S.H. Sigwarts. You could get the Wolverine from Marvel Legends. You could get it from Mondo. You could get it from, like, okay, which Ninja Turtles am I supposed to buy? I don't know. NECA makes them. Super 7 makes them. Playmates makes them. Like, because they're all the same stuff that I existed when I was a kid is the same stuff that's getting made now because nothing new has come along. So they have to just shell out their licenses across the store. Like, there are Ninja Turtles in 4 sections at Target now. If I was to start collecting today, how on earth would I decide which ones to do that with?
This is like action figure info wars, where you just you in front of a mic.
Like, if you were like 7 and you legitimately like were one of these kids who was a little bit more like clicked on about like collecting and not just having something and playing with it, how would you do it?
I'll tell you how. Those freaking 12-inch plastic toys.
Yeah.
Bathtub toy section. Bathtub toys. Those are, I think, what the kids... I don't think any of these are made for kids. I think they will be in the toy aisle, and I think you will have a one-off kid that will get one. But if you're a
kid, like okay, so these are for us, right? This Punisher and Nick Fury, that's for us. These are great figures, and these are, I don't know if this is going to retail or not. Let's say it is. It's on the shelf, and you're little Christian, and your mom takes you to Walmart or Target or whatever, and at your eye level is the little ninja goo things and the 12-inch bathtub toys and the like 3 3/4 little crappy Spider-Mans, but these are in your view. You can see these. They're there, and they're very obviously, clearly way better than the crap that's at your eye level. Mom, I want that. No. Okay, well, now your bathtub toy is inferior by comparison. When I went to go buy a new He-Man figure or Lion-O or Hulk Hogan or whatever, there wasn't something above it that was like way sicker to make it seem worse in comparison. We do a angel tree thing at work for like the Salvation Army, and I went and bought some of those ones that you're talking about earlier because I could get a large volume of them for a lower price. They suck. I'm like, kids know what sucks. You know what I mean? If you just received it on your birthday or whatever, it might not be the same thing. But if you were to walk into the store and you saw a Gamerverse 2-pack sitting there at the same time, well, then suddenly the Ninjago ones aren't as interesting, or whatever they're called. Ninju-goo? I don't know what
Something
they are.
Like that.
It's a bad time to just like toys.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So... I feel better.
There you go. Time's up. He's laying on his couch, looking up at the ceiling.
I feel a lot better. I feel 10 pounds lighter.
Yep.
Get at us at Mighty Champions. Let us know what you thought of our hot takes. You got to give your @ Christian.
X, Life Coach X.
If you're
at me.
Pokemon or Transformers guy, come at him. You can reach me at Mighty Champions.
Meet me in person. My address is...
Okay, Iron Man. Let us know what your hot takes are. Let us know what you thought of our hot takes. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you guys next Monday. Peace.
It's Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back action figures, each sold separately. Here's Imperial TIE Fighter pilots, AT-AT commanders, and Zuckuss, all new. And this is the Darth Vader collector's case. It holds up to 31. There's room for new C-3PO, Cloud Car Pilot, and R2-D2 with sensor scopes. You can collect them, display them, and carry them with you. Darth Vader collector's case. Action figures each sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.